Okay, hello everybody. So welcome. Babe, you can pan over here. My cameraman, thank you, Michael. I swear I'll pay you back for this cameraman job one day. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I hope y'all are having a good day. So welcome to Haley from Home. This is becoming one of my favorite things to do ever. It's what I look forward to all week. And if you've ever watched Mr. Rogers, I have the same like sacred kind of when he had a sweater. For me, it's my apron. So I'm really glad that y'all are here and that every time I put this on, I'm like, okay, we're doing this. So tonight the activity is called Change Your Perspective. And what I want you to have in front of you is 2 pieces of paper. If you want more, you can, but definitely minimum 2. I want you to have a pencil and a pen. I'm not going to throw you off. You can use your pencil tonight. I want you to have an eraser, and if you have something to color in with, I, of course, have my compact set, but if you have markers or colored pencils, and then if you want a glass of wine, go ahead and pour that. And then have a picture of a corn scene, so a scene of you when you stay home, or even something different, like I was considering using a portrait, but go ahead and get that on a device that you can look at. Even if you have it printed, like make sure that it's not able to flip when you turn your device. So for me, when I have it on my device, I swipe down and put the lock screen. So go ahead and do that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. And as always, if you have any questions during this time, you go ahead and ask them. Michael will be reading them, so he can ask them while we go. So you have your corn scene. All right, babe, we're gonna pan over, thank you. So I just wanted to zoom in and show y'all mine. This is a really sweet little scene. Can you see that, babe? And it's actually just right there. It's the corner of my dining room, and this is a saddle that my grandpa gave me. And that's actually one of his paintings that he did. And then this cute little plant holder that I got, there's Jean-Pierre. He's gonna be meowing all night, that I got, I love it. And then my little plant, her name is Amal. So, and then my back patio. And I just love the scene because in the morning light, the sun hits. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your image that you've chosen of your corn scene, a scene at home, or of a friend, or of anything, and I want you to flip it upside down. And it's gonna stay like that. So we're gonna have our picture flipped upside down. And I wanna give credit to this activity. So I did this activity in middle school, and it was a way to not only change your perspective, but it was a way for you to let loose and just look at the object, the picture, as shapes. So my cousin John Murray reminded me of this activity, and I don't know if he's done it in school or not, but I use it in my adult life, in my artist life. And when I'm so stuck on a figure, when I'm so stuck on a subject, I flip the subject upside down and I just start over looking at the shapes, and it truly works. So you can use a pencil tonight if you want to be a little more technical. Take your first piece of paper and I want you to rip it up into 4 quadrants. And I like ripping because it shows the paper quality. I've already ripped this, I've already bent this, but I want you to fold it like a hamburger on a hot dog and fold it over a couple times and then just start to rip it. So these are cute little vignettes if you want to keep them. I also have an option for you. If you want to practice on these, you can, but if you don't want to go small and you want to go big, then you can use your second sheet. But now you have these if you want to practice just a few runs and then go on to a bigger piece. So you're going to take your pencil or your pen. I'm going to use my pen tonight because I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. I think JP's a little jealous that he's not in this video. And I want you to, again, if you did my stress-free drawing, I want you to map out the quadrant of your drawing. So I kind of went a little too far. I'm gonna go here. So let's just pretend that this part doesn't exist. And this is just a demo, so I'm okay with this. But go ahead and map out your vignette. So I want you to create a little rectangle. If it's horizontal, do it like a horizontal shape. If it's vertical, do it vertical. And this way, it's a little more postcardy. It's a little more emotional. It's a little more memory focused. You know, you're literally capturing a little scene, a little vignette, and then you can still do your stress-free drawing if you want to do it like that. If you've taken my figure drawing classes, I've done a lot of focus on shapes, focus on proportion. But what's fun about this is you're going to draw it upside down, and then in the end, we're going to flip it and see what it looks like. So it really makes you focus on shapes. So let's go ahead and get started. In your scene, start with the basic shape. So I'm going to start with the door, going into the corner. And remember, it's okay if lines cross over lines. If you're using pencil, you have an eraser. I'm gonna go to the here's the door. I'm gonna go, okay, I kind of messed up that corner, but that's okay. I'm not gonna be worried. Here's the corner right here. I see another part of the door. So I'm just doing shapes right now. And this is kind of fun because it really like shows you how your brain works when you look upside down. And again, I love using this technique. If you've seen that painting on my Instagram, it's called Within Your Lines. It's a beautiful female. She's in a red background and she has a halo over her head. I actually flipped the subject upside down because I was having a really hard time with her hand. So if you look back at that drawing or that painting, I use this technique in that. So I'm drawing the painting here. This was Papa's painting. I think it was Santa Fe. That was my grandpa. And I chose a saddle because it's kind of hard because there's a lot of shapes. We're gonna go here. Looks like there's shape. When I did this in school, I think we drew I don't know who the artist was, but we did an upside down drawing, and it was cool to kind of see like, okay, this is how your brain thinks when it's asked to change its perspective and change its normal. I'm just doing basic shapes here. Can you see these lines? Okay, good. So you're drawing the shapes that you see, and it's okay if you want to use the stress-free sketching, that's always fun. If you want to be more explicit and technical, remember that you can use your pencil. I'm just kind of making this stress-free because I feel like it. So we're gonna go here. I see like this, looks like this is a lot of floor. I can already tell that this is gonna be really crazy, but whatever, I'm all in. And you can't erase pens, so you have to be all in, even if you are regretting some of the lines, but that's okay. And I love this saddle because I asked him, I said, what are you gonna do with all those saddles if y'all aren't really riding anymore? And he said, do you want one? And he made me a silver plate that said Annis and Jack Bowen, and then he made me on the other side of the saddle a silver plate that said property of Haley Bowen. So I thought that was kind of sweet, and I love this saddle for that reason. So this is my kind of crazy saddle. This is a really fun thing to do, especially if you're doing this with people. It's really cool to see what your eye catches when you're drawing a portrait. So I suggest one day in the future trying this with people. Wow, I really underestimated where the floor was, but again, this is a part of the fun. Okay, so I see a shape here. I'm not totally losing it. I'm pretty sure there's a shape right there. And then, yeah, so I'm just going shape by shape. Remember, that's kind of the essence of drawing here is if you feel like you're, freaking out and losing it, just start to go by shapes. If you're getting stressed out and your drawings are not making you happy anymore, they're making you angry, turn the subject upside down and draw the shapes that you see, because your eye then recognizes something totally different and it starts to recognize the shapes. I'm also going to get some of my patio in here because that's been one of my favorite things to look at in the morning. Michael and I have coffee together and we chaperone Jean-Pierre. I know y'all think I'm a crazy cat lady, but I am. That's what makes me so fun. And we have to chaperone him or else he'll try to run away. So we have coffee and we make sure he doesn't run behind the fence, and we just kind of enjoy our patio in the early hours of the morning. So this has been a nice kind of meditation, slow down spot for us. Wow, this is gonna be really interesting. I see an apple here, and then, oh geez, what have I got myself into? The fun part is gonna be when we flip this upside down. And then if you wanna go in and add more details, you can. If you wanna add the floorboards, that's kind of fun, just to give a little bit more of a point of reference. Remember, pretend that this doesn't exist. I'm gonna add the baseboards as I see them. Maybe add some of the designs in like a flower pot if you have one. I can add the frame. And all of our houses in our neighborhood are really cute. They're all kind of little 2-story bungalows, and they all have this similar shape, similar look, and so They're fun when you look at all the roofs because they all kind of go down and they look similar. So I like looking at that too. Oh, I forgot about this fence. So I'm definitely doing stress-free drawing, but the fun part is, wow, realizing how the world looks so different when it's upside down. So I'm gonna flip this. Oh my gosh, I'm a little nervous. Oh man, not too bad. Really not that bad. Okay, the saddle is floating, but that's cool. And I'm gonna flip this back. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, I'm not too far off. Although I don't know what happened with the saddle. I guess I forgot that this was the floor. See, it's funny how when you change your perspective, how you're just looking at shapes, so you really sometimes lose your point of reference or your foundation. But if you're just focusing on a shape, like when I'm looking at the figure, it really does help to break it down into shapes. You can see how bold and big these shapes are. So super simple, y'all. I'm gonna do a couple of these upside down drawings and focus on a stress-free sketching, I guess, idea or movement. But what I like about this activity is that, one, it's simple. Two, it's totally getting you outside of your box. If you are someone who has been taking these drawing classes, we haven't done anything upside down. So if you find yourself getting stuck in repetitive brush marks or repetitive drawing marks, flip your subject upside down and try to look at it like that. That helps me with hands and feet, by the way. If you end up posting this, I'd love to see what you do. So the hashtag's Haley from Home, and I'm Haley Bowen Art. And I'm always open for more tutorials. Let me know what y'all want to see. We have a really fun activity scheduled for Friday, so stay tuned, and I hope that y'all have a really good evening. And are there any questions? Any questions? What am I doing? How do I do it? What happened to your saddle? Why is your hair so slicked back? It's because it's day 5, haven't washed. Where'd you get your shirt? LA. So if you don't have any questions, you can DM me, but I hope you have a good rest of your night and that you're healthy and well while you stay home. Thank y'all so much for tuning into Haley from Home.